Hey guys, it's Tom. It is Monday night football. Um, and we are here for the SOMSFA semifinal between Nathan Baylor's St. Louis Rams and Dennis's undefeated 16-0 Seattle Seahawks. This is a semifinal. The winner is going to play the winner of the San Francisco Baltimore semifinal. I coach Baltimore. 15-1. What we got here is the Rams got the ball, so I'm going to assume that Dennis won the toss and elected to kick. We missed two plays in scrimmage. Looked like there was a touchback. There at the 23, so it was a kick return. And 3rd and 9, there was a 1 yard run or something, whatever. Short pass, Travis Kelce against the nickel 3-5 blitz. Dennis bringing the house. Foreman there. And looks like a sack. Matt Ryan's going to go down. He's sacked by LaTroy Guion. 5 out of 6, 1-29 sack. And a 10 came up. And we fought down at 17 for Nathan's Rams. Johnny Hecker on to punt. 54-yard kick, down around the 30. Stedman Bailey, the two-back, has a touchdown on 5. Gets to 8 plus 2. Stedman tell no tales. And 10's even plus 24. Courtesy of the good folks at Strat-o-matic. We've got the 16-0 Seahawks offense coming out now. Russell Wilson, the quarterback, on pretty much all of Dennis's teams. Blocking back, one halfback, Marshawn Lynch, his last great card. Brandon Marshall and Martavis Bryant, the wide receivers. Larry Donnell, the tight end. So Dennis done a magnificent job with this team. I mean, his defense is very impressive, probably more so than the offense. But the Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch tandem is very nice. But still, I don't think a lot of guys would have got this team to 16-0. He did have one very narrow victory. Everyone left for Marshawn Lynch. Defense double teaming, dreaded 5. That's an run wrong. 5, no gain from beast mode. I mean, Dennis had like ridiculous plus minus on the point differential. He more than doubled the opponent. At one point, it was like 2.6 to 1. Everyone left to beast mode. There's a guy there. Defense guesses run. Offensive onside end, +9 or +4. Mercedes Lewis, who's only a 4 now as he's getting older. He used to be a 6 and a 5 at times. Could not make the block, so it's a 4-yard gain. 3rd and 6. 3 wide, 1 halfback with beast mode, the halfback. Nickel 3-3-5 for the defense. Julian Edelman, your third receiver, covered by a 4. Nathan's got a corner 6 on Brandon Marshall, a corner 4 on Martavis Bryant, and it's strong safety 4 on Larry Donnell. You like to double team against Russell because the must runs will kill you. But when you got all these 4s back there, Dennis might be thinking bomb, but you can throw more off. And there it is, long pass, Julian Edelman. No man there, and you cover by a 4. So you get a must run, or you can get something good. We might have a shadow here. There's a double team with Lynch, I think, actually. It was also covered by a 4. And a 7 incomplete on Wilson's card. 2, 5, 9, 14 units of must run, 4 units of completion. And it's a big play for him. He's covered by a 4, so not a bad time to take a chance. Here's the punt from Ryan Allen. Goes 48 yards. A fair catch called for by Marcus Shirelles. Marcus and the Shirelles. It's like a 60s Motown band, early 60s. Looking past Travis Kelce. Defender Rex -3 or +4. +4. Kelce in the blocking back position. Covered by a 4. Dennis' team. Dennis played a 4-3 with 2 linebacker 6s. It's a great way to play defense. A flat pass left to Kelce. Linebacker X is the extra short game. It's going to be incomplete all day long if you throw out Taba Ali, who's a 6 against the pass. And it was a white die 4 anyway. So 3rd and 6 is good defense early here. The first couple of possessions of this game. Short pass to Torrey Smith, incomplete for Matt Ryan. I don't think I've called a game yet for this St. Louis team. I'm used to Dennis having Joe Flacco. Here's another punt for them, 45 yards to get to the 1 back. Look, he went for the coffin corner to keep it away from Bailey, and it went for 38 yards. But Dennis has excellent field position. 1st and 10 in his own 43. Everyone left at beast mode. Defense guesses run again. Defensive end +1 and +5. And Akeem Hicks, who's a 5, could not make the play. So it's a 5-yard gain. The 4-3 defense for Nathan goes 5-5-6-5. That's very strong. But the back 7 this week, 5-4-4. Looking past Mercedes Lewis, 2 men there. Complete for 1 yard on the defense's card on a 4. So I think this is one of Nathan's big blitzing teams, and they get a good run defense up front. but the back seven is vulnerable. And long pass to Martavis Bryant. Defense showing blitz, but not blitzing. He's held by a 4. This could be very deadly on the defense's card, but 10 on the dump off is incomplete. Dennis has 4th and 4. Likes to go for it normally. Looks like he's going to punt it here, though. Played a little more close to the vest with a no score early in the game. And a call from corner goes out of bounds of the St. Louis 17. The Rams will take over. 8:06 to go. These two coaches like to play fast, like a lot of guys do. So even though it's a semifinal, it's going to be fast and furious. Flat pass right on Ryan's card is complete for a 6-yard gain. Makes it 2nd and 4. That was to Brendan LaFell. A linebacker, Trey Mason. Defense guessing pass as a penalty. It would have been a first down. But that's offsides on the defense. And I think we'll see that declined. And Jarrell Casey goes out. He'll be out for the rest of the half, which is better than the whole game. But still, he's the left end. He'll be replaced by a 0. Casey is, I think, a 6. Might be a 9. Dennis does retain pass rush there. But that's his weak side now because he wants to bring up the left linebacker to help the 0. The 6 free safety might come up. Only 3-minute zone. Then a short pass. Linebacker Trey Mason. Defense gets the pass. It's a 5-yard gain up the middle. Now Nathan's got 6.65 in the interior OL from right to left. Looking past to Jordan Cameron. Receiver gets right, incomplete, 3rd and 5. So linebacker is a strong play there with the blocking. And my man says that even against good defensive tackles, even against a nose tackle 6 to 3-4, if you have the good blocking up front of the interior OL, you can do well. As of course Zeb will tell you that. And so I've embraced the linebacker more, Zeb. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Actually, when I'm on my flat pass left, Torrey Smith. 6th linebacker there, 2-yard gain. And Nathan just can't get a first down. The defense is doing the job early, 4th and 3. He'll punt it from his own 37, goes Coffin corner again. It's a good thing because it would have been to Bailey, and he gets a nice punt. So it's a 43-yarder. Now some of those can be returned. That's always a problem, but I can understand doing that when you have a guy like that back there. And Nathan's hoping his defense plays well. Short pass, Larry Donnell. Defense run king elsewhere. 9's complete of Russell's card. 1st and 10 Seahawks at their own 32. Short pass, Martavis Bryant. Defense guesses run. Nathan's been guessing a lot of run early. He's been right a couple of times. But now Dennis hitting him with the short passes. Attacking the 3-minute notice. Short pass to Martavis Bryant. Double teamed incomplete. Good double team by Nathan. That would have been the most run. 3-6 on Russell's card. 2nd and 10. 2 tight end formation now. Mercedes Lewis, the left tight end. Larry Donnell to the right. Short pass, Brandon Marshall, by 6. Full out blitz, and everyone's coming. Free safety blitz with everyone coming. Dennis has good pass blocking, but it's going to be surely tested on this one. But he gets the block he needs. It was a 2D, says a 7 out of 15 is only 1 to 42 sack. And a 47 gives us a no sack, 10-yard dump off. And Dennis goes short pass for Mercedes Lewis, gets right to first down. There's a penalty on the play against St. Louis. That's declined. Seattle now at the St. Louis 33. Dennis has all 7s except for a center 5. So that aggressive pass rushing blitzing style of Nathan's might have a harder time getting it through today. Short pass to Mercedes Lewis. It's complete for a 12-yard gain than it did in the regular season. Of course, if I'm facing an undefeated team also, so you'd expect it to be a tougher matchup. But we'll see how that plays out. Linebacker Marshawn Lynch, defending Gus's run. A penalty down, a penalty against Seattle, holding 10 yards. So they'll, of course, take that 1st and 20. That would be a great victory for Nathan's defense here to hold Dennis to a field goal attempt or one of his famous 4th down conversions, maybe stop him. That would be huge. And run left to Lynch, 1st and 20. Defensive end +2 or +7. It's only a 2-yard gain. Akeem Hicks makes the play that time. He is a 5. I may have to go dark for a minute here. Egbert. Bed, and run right to Russell Wilson. Defense gets his run. Another penalty on. This time a false start would have been a 1-yard loss anyway. So I think Nathan would prefer the 1-yard loss, perhaps. Maybe not. 2nd and 23. Everett to Russell Wilson. Nathan guessing run again. He's not letting Dennis just run in these situations. Up. This time it was blocked back +3 and -3, a 3-yard loss. 3rd and 26 for Seattle to St. Louis 35. Probably see something to see them get into field goal range. Up. Ahead. Up. Cancel. That's goes blocking back one halfback. Long pass, Brandon Marshall. Defense gets his run. There's a guy back to me. There's a 4. A long pass wrong on 3rd and 26. Intercepted 2 to 6 and 12. Intercepted in the end zone. No, it's at the 5-yard line. Nathan runs it back about 4 yards. So Dennis, knowing that Nathan's been aggressive calling a run, that Nathan knows Dennis might want to get into field goal position. Short pass, Jordan Cameron. Receiver right, incomplete. Not a lot of time for analysis because they're coaching so quickly. But that was a very interesting setup. Where Dennis, a few yards to get into better field goal range. Thought Nathan would guess that. So instead, he threw a bomb. He hit a guess wrong bomb on 3rd and 26. You don't see that every day of the week. Against the defensive back 4, acting as the free safety. So, but it did not work out. He was picked off, but it was similar to a punt. But the bottom line is no points for Seattle on that first foray into scoring territory. So I close my email. 3rd and 10 now. Short pass Jordan Cameron, double teamed by the linebacker, and incomplete on the double team. And I think that was incomplete anyway. Must run from Matt Ryan, guess right. Probably not going to be a first down on 3rd and 10. For the 10, another punt for St. Louis. I think that's their 4th punt of the quarter. It's a 46-yard punt. He punted away this time. And Dennis gets a great return for Julian Edelman, 22 yards. So not only Stedman Bailey, but Julian Edelman. Now you see why Nathan's been punting it out of bounds, but from his own, I think, 11-yard line, he said, well, I don't want to punt that out of bounds for my own 11. Still ended up with only a 24-yard net punt. So not too many good choices for Nathan there when he has to punt to these returners. Flat pass right to Marshawn Lynch. Defense double teaming correctly. Strong double team for Nathan. How long can his defense hold up with Dennis getting the ball in good field position? 2 straight possessions now. 2nd and 10. Nathan showing blitz aggressively. Flat pass right to Marshawn Lynch again. Linebacker 5 there this time. Defender -1 to +4, but there's a penalty on the play anyway. That would have been a -1. So it could be 3rd and 11 or 2nd and 20. I think he'll take this and push Dennis back further away for scoring range. 3rd and 11 at the St. Louis 40. Especially with Dennis's, you have to take it, especially because Dennis likes to go for it on 4th down. So you're 3rd and 11 to 40. If he gets like 7 or 8 yards, you know he's going to go for it. So push him back. 2nd and 20. Good call by Nathan for Seattle. It's a short pass to Ron St. Louis gets wrong as Nathan, knowing Dennis wants to do those end runs with Russell Wilson. Lynch has got a good card, so even in long distance, he's guessing run. And sometimes, and usually been hitting Dennis right. But that time, no. But the receiver reading, Mercedes Lewis only 16-22 short pass, which is pretty poor. A dime defense this time, 3rd and 20. So you will not see a run call. And Dennis stays with his 2 tight end, 2 receiver formation. Need to look at Dennis's kicker. Justin Tucker, 2 to 6 and 12, 33 to 38. So, and run left for Russell on 3rd and 20. It's a short gain on this great end run card. Wilson gets close to a first down, and close enough to make you uncomfortable. A 13-yarder, 4th and 7 from the 36. Now will Dennis try 1 minute into the second quarter, 0-0, by the way. Will he try a 53-yard field goal to do 6 and 12? We punted it down to go for it. He's going to go for it, which makes some sense here because, a punt likely to be a touchback. So 3 wide, 1 halfback from the pistol formation. A bit of no man's land here. Nothing wrong with going for it. You'll probably see a pass here. Again, 3-4 the secondary for Nathan. And you only need 7 yards, so a flat pass is even in play. You even got Marshawn Lynch only coming by a 4. But I bet you see a bomb to Martavis Bryant. Or a short pass. Or bomb to Bryant, or Dennis doesn't like to go flat in these situations, I don't think. Maybe a flat pass to Marshall. It won't be double teamed. Try to 6 right die. I think it goes to Bryant. Bryant or Lynch. Those are my top 2 choices to double team. Beast one, I think it's like a 0-5, maybe. So you're probably not going to see the short pass to Larry Donnell. Defense thinking like I did. They double teamed Bryant. Must run for Wilson. 10, no gain. So Nathan stops Dennis again on a trip into the not the red zone, But, scoring territory. Short pass, Torrey Smith gets right at plus 10 from Matt Ryan, as it's one of the first downs, it seems like, for the Rams today. And they're up their own 46, so they're in good field position. I just want to check and make sure that I linked to my live broadcast. I did. Don't spectators right now. I was late linking. There's people in the game. And this game was not announced really ahead of time. It's kind of just announced a couple hours ago. As you see, Ryan, 4 of 10 for 22 yards. And run left to Trey Mason. Defense gets him wrong. There's a 6th linebacker there. 4 on Mason's card is a 4-yard gain. Mason has a solid card. And particularly Travis Kelce as the blocking back 6. You can run to your left and especially up to middle, 6'5", right to left. Very strong. Dennis has got 55 there, so no 6 defensive tackle. So I like that. Flat pass right to Kelce. Defense is a 6 there. 2 blitzes. Receiver gets wrong. 11-yard gain as Kelce is the blocking back, covered by the left linebacker. It was only a 4 anyway. And Dennis blitzing that linebacker anyway, leaving Kelce uncovered, which is dangerous. Flat pass right to Brandon LaFell. 2-yard gain, 2nd and 8. And the Rams are at the Seattle 37. And running right to Mason, the linebacker 0 there, gets a 4-yard gain. Trey Mason, 6 carries for 21 yards, has a pretty solid card, particularly gets wrong. 3rd and 4, the Seattle 33. And this is where Dennis scouts so well and tends to get the guy right. He's getting linebacker Trey Mason. 8 is plus 5 in the first down. I was going to call for the linebacker for Nathan, but they're clicking so fast, I just can't. I should just call the action, I guess. Off tackle right for Mason. It's a short game, his card. This is a Trey Mason-led drive here. 19 yards in the short gain. 1st and goal for St. Louis at the Seattle 9. 8 carries, 45 yards for Trey. Got Juwan Thompson as the other running back, and he'll be good. I bet he's unlimited in the second half. 1st and goal, St. Louis at the Seattle 9. Off tackle right to Juwan Thompson. Gets wrong, 5 yards. I'll tell you, I played a game in one of these leagues in the fall where I did not respect Juwan Thompson. And he had a drive with 8 carries for 73 yards. It was killing me. I was like, I should have guessed a little run. 2nd and goal for the 4. Defense showing blitz. Offense going full house. Line with Chris Polk. Defense gets the run, goes right. Touchdown Rams. 4-yard run for Chris Polk right at the middle. Defense guessing run to get good solid yardage right. Extra points good for Greg the Leg Zerline. And it's 7-0 Rams. 9:36 to go in the first half. And the Hawks get a nice kick return out to the 32, but holding brings it back to the 16, to the 15 rather. Point of penalty, whatever, you know what I mean. Flat pass right to Mercedes Lewis. Linebacker extra short game. That linebacker is, I think, a 5. Clay Matthews makes the play. Got to throw flat against Nathan because he likes to blitz. He's been calling runs. He can't really run the draws. Flat pass left, Marshawn Lewis. 6 to the white die is complete. Brandon Marshall. I don't know who Marshawn Lewis is. That's the offspring of Marshawn Lynch and Mercedes Lewis. But a 20-yard completion up to the 35 for Seattle. 8:24 to go. They're down 7-0. Dennis not want to panic, that's for sure. But there's probably more games than anyone in the community. Full out blitz, the free safety. Short pass to Martavis Bryant, covered by 4. We're going to see a sack here or maybe a big play. Dennis will have to click first. And the protection holds up. 6 in the white die, but again, 4 in the white die. Again, 7 on an 8. So even when you are blitzing heavily, when you're facing the 7s, that was only a 1-19 sack. Now, Akeem Hicks not a great pass rusher. Short pass, Martavis blew up right. Defense showing blitz again. But that's what Nathan's done in this league on an SSFA. Overachieved with the defense with a weak back 7. So he's going to dance with who brung him. He's not going to stop blitzing now. 1st and 10 Seattle at the St. Louis 42. Their 3rd trip across midfield. Twice, I believe, they've cracked the 40. They have nothing to show for it. An interception. And run left to Marshawn Lynch being keyed. Linebacker zone, -3 or +2. And it's the safety. Louis Della's on the key. 4 and 4 makes the play. So Nathan is keying aggressively. He's blitzing aggressively. Flooding zone sometimes. He's double teaming a little. Everyone left to Marshawn Lynch. Defense calls pass. 2nd 13. There's the short gain. Nathan's been calling a run in that situation often. And he thought wisely, I think, that time, all right, I've been calling run. Dennis might throw it and called the pass, but Dennis said, no, I'll stick with the run. Flat pass right to Lynch. Complete for 3 yards. There's a penalty down. It would be a big one on Seattle, but it's only offsetting. I should experiment with that stupid pass rushing chart that I hate. It takes up my whole screen. And there you have it, a long pass. Short pass by Davis Bryant. Receiver gets right 20 yards. That is like a long pass for most people. How do I minimize? How do I reduce the size of this pass rush matching chart? I don't. That's what happens. Okay. I think my screen is, the layout of my screen maybe makes it a little harder for me to do that. I don't know. First and goal from the 8. I don't want to miss the action here. Seattle trailing 7-0. 6 minutes to go, but they're at the St. Louis 8. They go full house. Lynch and Turbin, you're running threats. And, of course, Russell the muscle. St. Louis showing blitz. Off tackle left of Lynch to Lynch. Defense calls run. Offensive onside guard Orlando Franklin makes the block. He was bumped up to a 6. Second and goal from the 3 for the Hawks. Be interesting if he gets to 4th and short. Linebacker Russell Wilson gains a yard. 3rd and goal from the 2. Down 7-0. If you get 4th and goal from the 1, Dennis will almost certainly go for it. What if you get it from the 2? He does have a good defense also. Lynch and Turbin, very good guess right cards. Linebacker Robert Turbin, he's keyed. -1. 4th and goal from the 3. Moment of truth. Will he kick it with Tucker or go for it? Looks like he's going to kick it. And the kick is good. 2-11. Another good victory for the Ram defense. They lead 7-3. Kick goes 9 yards deep into the end zone. And they'll be downed by one of the 2 St. Louis returners. I could not see who that was. Chris Polk was one, but I think it was the other guy. Maybe Bobby Rainey. I thought I saw some letters in there that could have spelled Bobby Rainey's name. Flat pass left to Trey Mason. And there's a sack. Jaquez Smith. There was a blitz on him. Must have missed it. 4 and a 12. It's still all 1-33 sack, which is pretty good for a flat pass. And a 5-yard loss, which is pretty nice for a flat pass sack. 2nd and 15. St. Louis up 7-3. Hawks will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So these next 3.5 minutes and a half are huge. Rams need to keep the lead going into halftime, with the Hawks getting the first possession of the 3rd quarter. Will he run the ball a couple times to Trey Mason? He's had some success throwing short passes with Matty Ice. A 6 covering Torrey Smith. 5 covering the other short pass guys. Flat pass left to Kelsey. Receiver gets right is a 9-yard gain for the outstanding tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs, who's been effective today. 3 carries, 24 yards, but they've been big, and that one was big, setting up a 3rd and 6, more makeable. Less threat of linebacker double teaming. Nickel 3-3-5 against the 3 wide. Chris Givens is the 3rd wide out for the Rams. I think Chris Givens is like on all of Nathan's teams, it seems like. One of those guys. Chris Givens or Kenny Britt. Long pass Chris Givens, he's being double teamed, unfortunately. Receiver gets right is incomplete. If I click fast enough, which I'm sure I won't, it would have been complete even on just right. So, Coughlin corner punt from his own 24 would have been 57 yards. Instead, it is 45 yards, but you will take that any day of the week when you're keeping the ball away from Stedman Bailey. 1st and 10 Hawks, 2:24 to go, down 7-3. This team scored, I think, over 500 points. They got 3 points, 2:24 to go in the first half. 5 best left to Mercedes Lewis. Defense guessing run. 4 is there, and he's covered by that same 4. But Dennis gets bad luck. Interception split on Wilson's card. 2 only, so incomplete, but 10 and 11, the only things that are going to hurt you. And you're throwing against a 4 covered by a 4. You figure you get something going there. So that's a bad break for Dennis. 2:06 to go in the first half. Hawks trailing 7-3. Flat pass left to Brandon Marshall. Linebacker in zone +1 or +6. And Trent Murphy, the 4, makes the play. So a couple of good readings for Nathan's defense there when he did not have perhaps the best play called. And it's 3rd and 9. Now, will Nathan show blitz? He has not been showing blitz in 3rd and long, but he likes to blitz. 2 minutes to go in the half. He's going to risk giving up a big play. Got all those 4s back there that scared the hell out of me if I was on defense. If I was the defensive coordinator. Not going to show blitz. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Edelman, Donnell, and Bryant all covered by 4s. Brandon Marshall covered by the 6. See the pistol formation, only because he can do it. I'm not sure there's a big benefit here. Looking past the Marshall, there's no one there. And it's going to be guessed wrong. It's going to easily be a first down. Should be a first down for the Hawks. Receiver gets wrong. 15 yards, a big first down. Nathan took the step of shadowing Wilson. But see, that's the problem. He shadows Wilson, which I can understand doing. But he just doesn't have the secondary to then maybe bring the free safety up into looking pass or something like that. And he paid for it that time. So good call by Dennis throwing the looking pass. If this results in points on this drive, it'll be huge. If this results in points, let's drive because of that third down. It'll be a brilliant call by Dennis. Marshall Lynch runs for 5 yards. It could have been 5 or plus 36 against Marcel Darius, who's a 5 at the nose in the nickel 3-3-5. That's hurrying up, 2nd and 5. Lima Lynch, defensive left tackle, 0 plus 3. Marcel Darius makes the play again. He's a excellent player. So 3rd and 5. Dennis lets a little clock run that time, I think. 52 seconds to go in the half. Seattle's all 3 timeouts. With the St. Louis 48, they want to make sure they can get a first down before they start running up the clock. Could see Dennis run it here. Make Nathan consider a timeout. Long pass by Martavis Bryant. Gets wrong. There's a 4 back there. This could be huge. Receiver gets wrong. Incomplete. Oh, Martavis Bryant gets wrong. No one there. Coming back 4. 1, 3, 6, 12, 17, 21 units. 10 and 12 were complete. 10 was a long gain. 11 incomplete. Oh, man, Shevitz. He has 14 units of long gain or plus 80. 15 units of long gain or better. Oh. Meanwhile, it's a coffin corner punt. Things not going Dennis's way. He said he was due for a bad luck game. Don't want it with your undefeated team in the semifinal. But he's trying to get the Triple Crown. SOMSFA, SSFA, and SOMSFA titles. He already won SOMSFA. He's in the SSFA Super Bowl. This team's undefeated and in the semifinal. So to even be that close to that is amazing. Looking past to Brandon LaFell. He cannot get safety on that unless it's a sack. Then that's why showing blitz. He brought, I think, the safety. But they think I receiver gets right plus 12. Brandon LaFell's a very nice flat pass right guard. Did not know that. Overlooked. First and 10 Rams. 30 seconds to go. He wants to run out the you call timeout after that. And remember, right to Trey Mason again. There's 0. Offensive onside end plus 9 plus 4 is a 4-yard gain. He's only got 22 seconds left. He's at his own 17. But he can probably try a longer field goal than usual with Greg the leg. So I try to pop a big run, maybe run it to 0, maybe throw a flat at the 4. You got 22, you got 15, 8, 1. You got 3 plays before you got to try the field goal. And remember, right to Trey Mason, but there's the linebacker in there now. Of course, he does have 2 plus 89. That'd be a touchdown. And it would just be devastating. The Hawks call timeout, wants to make him kick it to Bailey. We're not even close to the field goal range, but 33-39. Blocking back 1 halfback, nickel 3-3-5. What does Nathan do? How about a linebacker to Trey Mason? You got 2 timeouts anyway. Linebacker Trey Mason. It's the offense. Are you kidding me? Oh, bad break. Offensive left guard plus 6 or plus 1. He's a 5, got a 6, only a 1-yard gain. Then it's calls timeout. This is dangerous. He has to go for the call from the corner, and of course he goes for it, but it's going to be returned by Edelman, and Dennis might get a field goal chance out of this 22-yard return. Edelman returns it down to the 37th, the last second of the half. It's going to be Justin Tucker for a 2-6, 11-12 field goal, 54 yards out. This would be big and frustrating for Nathan, and the kick is no good. So Dennis not getting the breaks tonight. 7-3 Rams at the half. Fast and furious. I have to look at the. Dennis won his first round game 45-7. Nathan won his like 35-7. So not exactly a couple of close contests there. But look at this team: 16-0, 555 points scored, 227 points allowed. But they trail 7-3 to start the third quarter. Rams are only 11-5. They were the number 4 seed. We do the top 4 seeds in the semifinals. Defense showing blitz. They blitz the safety. Look, well, no, that's the computer generated thing. It was a touchback. Someone dropped. Shame on them. Flat pass left to Marshawn Lynch. There's a 4 linebacker there. It's complete for 7 yards. Nathan has to like where he's sitting now in this contest. We do have NFL Ed Barrow listening to the broadcast. 2nd and 3, early third quarter. Flat pass left to Lynch. A 5-yard completion. It's amazing to me. Nathan shows blitz like every play. And yet, he calls run and floods flats and gets away with it. He's going to line up Marshawn Lynch. It's a 5-yard gain. for Lynch gets wrong. 11 carries, 42 yards. Look, 2nd and 5. He's showing blitz. Who shows blitz on 2nd and 5 with this secondary and these linebackers? But he's doing it and doing it well. Because he missed the long pass wrong to Martavis Bryant receiver reading. Meaning Dennis did, but still, even if that was a touchdown, it's only 10 points and a half for a team that's averaged 30, whatever. Long pass, Larry Donnell gets wrong. Again, long pass normally wrong against the 4, receiver incomplete. Now, Donnell, of course, only has 10 units, and Russell's got 10 in his card. But, long pass 0 covered by a 4. If the guy's got any kind of receiver reading, you're thinking, oh, I got a decent chance here. Dennis is 0 for 2, a long pass wrong with no men. Covered by a 4. Long pass wrong, no man covered by a 4, 0 for 2. 3rd and 5, Seattle. You figure maybe the guy's at 6, he makes a play. Looking past Edelman. Nathan again guessing a run in like a weird situation. It worked for him in the first quarter. It has not really worked for him since. He may want to shelve that. As the looking pass in 3rd and 5 is complete for a first down. It will probably be a first down. Anyway, linebacker to Lynch gains 2. Dennis calling fast, looking to get into a rhythm as he's up to his own 47. 2nd down and 8. Looking past to Brandon Marshall. Defense calls run. Receiver gets wrong. +9 is a first down for the now New York Jet. This is, I think, his last Chicago Bear card. Long pass to Bryant. He's being double teamed this time. Incomplete. Even gets wrong. 2nd down and 10. Hawks at the Ram 44. This is where the Ram defense has been tough. Long pass to Bryant. He's guessed right, showing blitz, but double teaming elsewhere. So again, you want the defense's card here. He's covered by a 4 or a must run. There's so many things that Dennis can get here. He keeps missing these. It's like 0 for 3 or so. Gets a dump ball +10. He'll take it. That was a 5 out of 8. Dan Conley versus Jeremiah was a bullfrog. Ratliff 1-45 sack. It was at 87. So Dennis down to the St. Louis 34. Emmer left to Russell Wilson. Guess wrong. Offensive onside end 4-0. That is 4 yards. Lewis is only a 4, but makes the block that time. 4 on a 4. Can Nathan hold Dennis into this territory or out of the end zone yet again? Or can Dennis finally punch through and claim the lead and start to put some pressure on Nathan's offense to have to come through? Looking past to Marshawn Lynch. Guess right, incomplete. 3rd and 6 now for the Hawks at the Ram 30. Just like in the NFL, the Rams playing the Hawks tough. I like the St. Louis offense, though, Ryan and Trey Mason, and I like what Nathan's been doing so far there. So I think he can score some points if he needs to. Flat pass left to Brandon Marshall. Receiver gets right. Is that +9? Yep. These modern receiver right cards are pretty good. I may have to throw some more of those. 9 yards. I'm just realizing. 9 yards and a first down for the Hawks at the St. Louis 21. And we're left to Lynch. Defense gets him pass. Offensive onside guard. That's going to be a good block, I think. Orlando Franklin's a 5. He makes the block. Dennis has only got 4s at center and right guard, but 6 is a tackle, 5 at left guard. Tight ends are both 4s. So kind of a mixed bag of blocking there. 2nd and 2, and run right to Lynch. Defense guesses right. It's a 2-yard gain. Lynch only has the 5, dreaded 5 guess right, the heavy end run loss, so that you can run end run a little more safely with him. But we all hit those -5s and 6s and 7s on the end run right, so it's always a little shaky. A little dicey when you run it and run and the guy guesses correctly. And run left to Lynch goes wrong. Short game Lynch, touchdown Hawks. Down for the 11. I didn't realize they were so close and didn't really set it up well, so my bad. But touchdown for Dennis finally. And the Hawks take the lead 10-7, 8:24 to go in the third quarter for the undefeated Seattle team. As the kick goes 2 or 3 yards deep, and it'll be down by the Rams. And they come out trailing for the first time in the game, I believe. I think it was 7-0 Rams. So mid-third quarter, 8:06 to go. But they have a fine offense. I remember right to Trey Mason. That defensive end is now a 5. Jarrell Casey back in the game. Offensive onside tackle 5-0. Jordan Mills is not very good. He's only a 4. That might be generous, but no game for Trey Mason. That play gets wrong. 12 carries, 52 yards for Mason. He's been effective. Short pass, Jordan Cameron. Defense double teaming correctly. Receiver gets right, incomplete. That might have been a long game without a double team. No, 3 is a long game. Okay. 3rd down and 10. And the Rams offense went nowhere the whole first quarter. And an incomplete here would have Nathan reminded of that. We've seen way too much of Johnny Hecker for Nathan's liking, especially with the returners. Dennis has got back there. 3 wide, 1 fullback in the shotgun. Travis Kelce, the fullback. Chris Givens, the third wide receiver. Flat pass left to Kelce. Being double teamed, incomplete. Wouldn't have gone anywhere anyway. And Nathan's got a punt. Does he go coffin corner from his own 22? He does. And it would have been a great punt, 57 yards. And it is instead 48 yards, which is a great punt for a coffin corner. And again, keep it away from Bailey and even Edelman, please. So 10-7 Seattle. Nathan showing blitz. You know that Dennis wants to hit a bomb. Receiver gets right +4. You know he wants to hit a bomb. One big play. Boy pushed out to the big lead finally. Long pass by Martavis Bryant. Defense double team quickly. Double team completion for Russell Wilson on the long pass right card. 12 long pass double team card. 12 plus 27, the only completion. But Dennis was owed a long pass completion, so we'll give him that one. And the big 27-yarder from Russell to Martavis Bryant has Seattle to St. Louis 39 again. Linebacker Marshawn Lynch, defense double teaming, blocking back greeting. We have a personal foul on the defense, 15 yards. And first down, Seattle to St. Louis 23. This is a huge series here. All the momentum going Dennis's way. If he could punch us into the end zone, he'll feel like he's the commander of the game. Everyone right to Russell Wilson. Defense gets his run. Offensive onside tackle is a 6, so that's a 5-yard gain behind Andrew Whitworth. With the second down and 5, Hawks at the St. Louis 18. Linebacker Lynch gets right. The dreaded 5, no games. Not a dreaded 5 where the guy guesses right, but we still like to use the terminology. The dreaded 5 is on the wrong. This is just like a sullen 5. They're really not dreaded. An irritating 5. 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Nathan's been calling a run here, and Russell's been Dennis is Russell Wilson. Dennis has been throwing passes. Let's see what happens here. Now, 4 men in zone. Always the danger of the interception on the short pass. You know he's inside the 20, so he's got to do something with his free safety. He might put him in a flat, might double team. So you don't feel like confident throwing a flat pass there. Maybe throw it to 5, who will still disappear. We throw a short pass because it puts Russell's best runs in play. There you go. Short pass to Larry Donnell. Defense double team Maelstrom. He's only covered by 4. Have not had a good must run for Russell yet. You might see one here. 3-6 on the offense is what Dennis wants. And he gets something better. A dump off for 10 yards and a first down to Martavis Bryant. That was a 7 on a 5. Jason Jones, the right end. It looked like that play. Yes. First and goal for the 8 for the Hawks. Full house offense. Defense showing blitz. Short pass to Lynch. Defense is double teaming Donnell. Might be blitzing. I can't tell if that's the safety or not. Probably would blitz and then double team the linebacker. Defender extra short gain. Incomplete. No. Touchdown. I'm sorry. My bad. He threw to Lynch. Oh, my calling is off today. I woke up too late for my nap. Short pass to Marshawn Lynch. Defender exit was a 4. And it was a touchdown on the white die 6. There was a 1-32 sack chance. It was Robert Turbin against Clay Matthews, the asterisk. And we have a lengthy delay here, which is probably my computer going on a sync, and the game crashing, as it does with your spectator at times. So I'm going to crash and rejoin, because I bet that the game did not crash for the combatants. Did I speak too soon? I guess not, because I have no clue what's going on, but they were continuing. And St. Louis had received the kickoff after giving up the touchdown, the second touchdown of the quarter. They now trail 17-7. And they have the ball now. First and 10 at their own 35. Looks like they got a first down. Matt Ryan on some kind of quarterback keeper. First and 10 Rams at their own 35, trailing 17-7 now against the Mighty Hawks. not to be confused with the Mighty Ducks. Off the tackle right, no gain for Jonas Gray. Jonas Gray had one great game, and we never heard of the guy again. It's on somebody's practice squad. Looking past to Travis Kelce, complete for 6 yards. Makes it 3rd and 4. And I think my animation disappeared. I think I turned it off for the singing. I don't want to miss this play. The 3rd down and 4 for the Rams at their own 41. Big spot here. Flat pass right to Brandon LaFell. Linebackers lead 4. 6 on Ryan's guard, complete for 6 yards. Dennis has not been flooding that flat with the linebacker 4 that much. Nathan's done a pretty good job hitting flats. Short pass to Jordan Cameron, gets right, incomplete. 5, 11, 14 units of short pass right for Matty Ice. And a must run that can get you a couple of yards, I think, at least. Flat pass left to Kelce, double teamed. Defender X, that'll be -2. No, incomplete because they're double teaming him. That's right. Kelce's been covered by a 4, been double teamed. And Hawks took over in the 3rd quarter. That long pass double team completion of Martavis Bryant was a key. 3rd and 10. And then they just had a solid drive. The Hawks have enjoyed good field position all game. The defense has done a great job shutting down the Rams for the most part. Even though I just said I liked what the Rams did on offense. I'm contradicting myself. That's what broadcasters do. They wait about 10 minutes. They completely change the story. 3rd down and 10 for the Rams. As early 4th quarter now, they trail 17-7. Defense showing blitz on 3rd and 10. An aggressive move. He's got good short pass defender, 6'6", 5'5". Kelce will come by 4. Long pass to Kelce versus the blitz. And they pick up the blitz. But no man interception, 2 to 5 and 12 incomplete. But we had pass interference on the defense, a 23-yard penalty. As Eric Walden was left alone, man-on-man with Travis Kelce, and was pawing after the tight end, perhaps wisely, and committed the penalty. 3-yard gain for Jonas Gray on 1st and 10. We're seeing many shades of gray here in the 4th quarter. He's got 3 carries for 3 yards. 3rd and 7 for the Rams at the Seattle 27. So any type of score here. Now, Greg the leg, not a very good field goal kicking card this year. So you might want to run a play here. Yeah, he went 3 wide. Would rather see him go blocking back. Any kind of play here that gets you to break containment, you can maybe go for a 4th down. We'll see. 3 wide, 1 halfbacks. Maybe Greg the leg's nemesis this year is the opponent KR. That could be. Not as bad as Carolina or Oakland. But I don't think his field goal kicking is that great. So these guys draft these kickers highly, and then they never want to get rid of them, no matter how bad of a card they have. But I don't know. I have to look at Greg the legs. It was last year. One of these years, it was not that good. 3 wide, 1 halfback. Nickel 3-5. There's a draw to Trey Mason. And offensive center plus 12. First down. Jason Kelce, the 6 becomes a 5. A 12-yard first down. So he did run a play to maybe set up a 4th and short or maybe a shorter field goal. He got better than that. There is Jonas Gray for the 4-yard carry. 2nd down and 6 for the Rams at the Seattle 11 now. Short pass Travis Kelce. Single coverage. Incomplete on Matt Ryan because of the penalty on the play, though. Will it be on the defense? It is. Offside on Seattle. Penalties hurting the Hawks on this drive. The Rams give up a personal foul on the previous drive. 2nd down and 1 now for the Rams. The Seattle 6 could be a comeback of sorts. And the Rams were up 7-3 forever, so it doesn't feel like they were ever down a lot. But the fact is that they were just down 17-7. They are down 17-7. And they're going to come back. And here they are, the 1st and goal at the 1 now. Phillips backfield, Mason and Polk. Matty Ice on the keeper gets no yards. You don't picture Matt Ryan's frame faring too well, plunging over the top against NFL defenses. Trey Mason and Chris Polk the back. See, none of these guys. Well, Polk had a nice touchdown before. He's decent on right. Nathan wisely picking up a short down back. Line up to Matt Ryan again. Offensive onside guard touchdown. Matt Ryan gets the ball over the plane, and it will be 17-14. We have a ball game, 9:54 to go. The undefeated Hawks facing the test. They are in the lead, but only by a field goal as the kick goes down to the 4. Jacoby Jones brings it out 25 yards. Very solid return card. Better than that, really. And opponent kick return 24-23 long gain. So if the kick stays in play, he'll get a decent field position. The Hawks will start first and 10, their own 29. Look, anything short of a touchdown in this drive, and the Rams can take the lead. Looking back to Brandon Marshall, he's covered by a 6. White die 6 rule, the linebacker disappears. A 9-yard gain, 2nd and 1. This game kicked off less than an hour ago. We only have 9 minutes to go. And it's to make the Super Bowl in SOMSFA. One team is undefeated. Linebacker Russell Wilson, offensive center, plus 12 or plus 4. He's only a 4. Brian Stork. May the Stork be with you. And so it's only a 4-yard gain for Russell. 6 carries, 24 yards. Russell had one short gain on a 3rd and long or something, but not a lot of running here. Off tackle right for Marshawn Lynch, no gain. Defense guesses correctly, 2nd and 10. 18 carries for Lynch. Would have been a short gain, guess wrong. 2, 3, 4, and 9. The big runs on Beast Mode's off tackle card. Long pass by Davis Bryant. Defense double teaming elsewhere. Covered by 4. When could Dennis hit one of these? When could he hit one? Long pass, no man covered by 4. Gets a dump off for 5 yards. Now, he has been getting the dump offs, at least, in the second half on those. Whereas the first half, he was just getting incompletions. And he had the interception in the first half on the 3rd and long pass run call with a 4 free safety back there. 3rd and 5 for the Hawks. This is a huge play. 3rd and 5, 7.5 minutes to go. Seattle their own 47. We know they like to go 4th and short. When they go for 4th and short, look at best Larry Donnell. Teams gets his run key. It's totally wide open. Only horrible luck will hurt Dennis here. Receiver gets wrong, incomplete. Larry Donnell had only 6 units of incomplete, 30 units of complete. And with no man in zone, gets wrong. And Dennis frustratingly punts it. Gets a nice kickback, pinning the Rams at their own 6. He would have rather had the first down on the flat pass, wrong, no men. Short pass, Torrey Smith. Receiver gets right, incomplete. The Rams now at their own 6. 6:36 to go. They're down 17-14, trying to upset the 16-0 Seattle Seahawks with the great Dennis Crowley coaching. The Rams seem to make the semifinals in all these SOMSFA family leagues, but not getting to the Super Bowl as much as you would like. He'd certainly like to get this one. Flat pass left, Brandon LaFell. Linebackers to 6, and there's a blitz. 10, and Matt Ryan's got incomplete. This is dangerous. You got 3rd and 10 at your own 6. You got Julian Edelman to step in, barely back to receive a punt. If you go coffin corner, I mean, Dennis is going to be almost worst case scenario at his own 45 if he gets a stop here. Dennis showing blitz. That Ram left tackle is only at 5. Long pass, Jordan Cameron. Defense showing blitz. 2 men there. Incomplete. There's a penalty down. It is offsides on the offense. Half the distance to his own goal line. Matt Ryan with 6 units of long pass right complete, which is pretty solid. Pretty decent. Maybe it's on the average. I downgraded from solid to decent to average. Why does decent seem better than average? That's acceptable. 3rd and 13 for the Rams at their own 3. 6:18 to go in the game. Rams trail 17-14 against the undefeated Hawks. Dennis says, you know what? I saw enough of that long pass last time. I'm not going to show blitz this time. 3 wide, 1 fullback. Plenty of good receiving options here. Chris Givens covered by 4. Travis Kelce covered by 4. Other guys covered by 5s. I'd like to see, how about a short pass to Brandon LaFell? Short pass to Brandon LaFell. There it is. 4 men on the card. Dennis plays straight up zone. Incomplete. He forces a punt from Nathan's own 3. You're going to punt it deep. We're going to see Stedman tell no tails running back. Julian Edelman, who seems to get 22 yards in every punt in every league. A booming punt by Heck. He goes to the coffin corner. There is a penalty down. Offsides against Seattle. He had a 40-yard punt. So Seattle had the ball at their own 49. Does he risk punting it again to Edelman and Hecker? Oh, I think you have to because the field position is too good for the Hawks. But, I can see Nathan taking his time with this one. That is a tough coaching decision right here. Matt Ryan is only 68 yards passing. In case you just joined us, that's not good. Late in the 4th quarter. And he declines it. Okay. So they give the Hawks the ball. Their own 49. Saved one play off the clock, at least. Dennis's kicker is Justin Tucker. You want to get him inside the 32. Ideally the 30 because of the variable field goal rule. Dennis just needs to get a couple of first downs here. But, Dennis, go big or go home. So if he thinks Nathan's thinking first down if he thinks Nathan's thinking, well, he's going to play West Coast ball here, so I'm going to crowd the line. Maybe Dennis will go up top to Martavis Bryant. Short pass, Larry Donnell be double teamed, looking for an interception. A double team would turn the game around. No dump off, please, Nathan says. We need some clicking here from somebody. And it is incomplete on the dump off on Russell's card. Russell 24 of 38, 250, one touchdown, one interception. He's had a decent game, but has not run the ball as well as usual. And has had a lot of long pass chances. Short pass, Larry Donnell gets wrong. 3-minute zone. Receiver gets wrong, plus 13. Donnell could not catch the flat pass last possession. But now he moves the Hawks closer into field goal range. But again, Dennis only scores a field goal. The Rams can win the game with a touchdown. 5:06 to go. Exciting fourth quarter here in Seattle. Left tackle right for Robert Turbin. Linebacker zone, -1 and +3. Clay Matthews is a 6 against the run, so he stuffs Turbin for a 1-yard loss. Dennis wants 8 yards or better to try a good field goal. If he gets to 4th and 4 or less, or if he gets 4th down in no man's land, he'll go for it. That'll be big. Because if Nathan stops him, he'll get the ball in good shape, good field position. Flat pass left to Turbin. Defense gets his run. Linebackers a 4, but Russell the Muscle, a 10-yard completion. That's just shy of the first down because they lost a yard on first down. And it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Hawks at the St. Louis 29. Huge play here. Go big or go home. He has good pass blocking. Do we see a long pass to Martavis Bryant? Do we see? I think. Do we see a run? Do we see a flat pass to Clay Matthews' side, where he's only a 5? Or if the defense goes short yardage, this 4 becomes a 0. Maybe to Turbin, so that if he does go short yardage, you have no defender on the intended receiver. Same with Mercedes Lewis. Short pass, Martavis Bryant. Defense run keys. 3-man zone. Dennis wants a receiver and big yardage for Bryant or any kind of completion. 10 is 13 yards at a first down from Russell Wilson to Martavis Bryant for the Hawks at the Rams 16. 3:18 to go. Seattle leads 17-14. They want a touchdown. A field goal means that they are not the masters of their own destiny when they get back on defense. Well, I mean, unless you play good defense. You know what I mean. They can lose with a touchdown if all they get here is a field goal. And run left, Russell Wilson gets right. Offensive onside, +9 and +4. Mercedes Lewis, the veteran, is only a 4, but for the second time tonight, he comes up big, showing the youthful vigor with a white tie 4 on a 4 and a 9-yard gain on the block. 2nd and 1 for the Hawks of the Rams 7. Defense showing blitz. Short pass, Larry Donnell. Defense is blitzing or double teaming elsewhere. 8 of Russell's got incomplete. Looks like he double teamed with the free safety and did not blitz him and double team with a linebacker, which may have been more prudent. 3rd and 1. Will Dennis go for it on 4th and 1? Only leading by field goal. Linebacker Turbin, he's being keyed. Center block, +6 and +1. Brian Stork being bumped up to a 5, makes the block anyway. What do we mean the block anyway? A 6-yard gain, 1st and goal from the 1. Here's a clue. Don't throw a pass. Don't throw a pass to Ricardo Lockett, Dennis. I don't think he's on your team, but first you go for the 1 for the Hawks. 2 minutes to go. Full house. Maybe Dennis will be like Pete Carroll. I want Russell to be the hero. 2 minutes to go. A touchdown here pretty much will win the game. Nathan needs the goal line stand of all goal line stands. Linebacker Russell Wilson. Center blocks the penalty down, offsetting. Would have been a touchdown. Offsetting penalties make it 8 seconds off the clock. 1:52 to go. And Nathan's got to run key successfully here. Good luck. You got a 1-3 shot. And you hit it wrong. It's a touchdown. Linebacker Russell Wilson. And Russell Wilson over the goal line. Not like in the Super Bowl when he threw the game-losing interception, as I like to bring up from time to time, or rather regularly. The extra points up and good. 24-14 Hawks. 1:37 to go. The Rams were valiant. The kick is 8 yards deep, but Preston Parker, good time to down it. Chris Polk. Rams played a great game. They were valiant. They got some good breaks in the first half, but it looks like it's not going to end successfully. 24-14, they trail by 10, 1:37 to go. They need 2 scores. Doesn't matter which one you get first. So if he gets in field goal range and it's a good field goal try, you might see that. Long pass, Torrey Smith. Picked off 2 to 9, 11 and 12. Incomplete to 8, 11 and 12. On Matty Ice's long pass right card as he continues to struggle. I bet the total yardage for this game is going to be pretty. Well, look, when you only have 68 yards passing, your total offense in a modern game is not going to be that good. Short pass to Travis Kelce. Dump ball for 9 yards. No one gets out of bounds. Thanks, guys. 3rd and 1. Nathan will probably hurry up here. Make it 107. I'll call a timeout. Such a tough call at the end of the game when you're down 2 scores and trying a miracle comeback. Boy, Great Lakes only 2-7, 11-12. 23-32. I don't know what leg gave him that nickname. But it's not the one on this card. 3rd and 1 for the Rams. 1:22 to go. They're at their own 29. They trail 24-14. Great game by Nathan. Great game. Great job by Dennis persevering. It's not over yet. Anything can happen. Ooh, Dennis going straight 4-3. No respect. Disrespecting the St. Louis offense. Long pass Jordan Cameron. Incomplete the defense's card. Remember, the home team has the good draft league defensive cards in the playoffs, whereas it's average otherwise in the SOMSFA family of leagues. Run with extreme efficiency by Ed Burrow, who's in the audience today. Brownie points on my behalf, unfortunately. 4th and 1 for the Rams. Gee, they're going to go for it. Long pass, Brandon LaFell, covered by 5. Incomplete. No flag down. That'll be the game. So the Seattle Seahawks stave off a strong challenge from a St. Louis Rams club that led 7-3 at halftime. Hawks scored 14 in the 3rd quarter as Russell Wilson goes for a linebuck, almost a knee. The Rams keep charging back with a quick touchdown in the 4th to trail only 17-14, but they could not stop the Seahawks on a pivotal mid-4th quarter touchdown drive. They gave the Hawks a 24-14 lead with about 2 minutes to go. And then in desperation time, the Rams turned it over in downs. 3rd and 12. So they might get the ball. Yeah, they have to get the ball back with 1 second left or 8 seconds left or something. But it's in the books. The Hawks go to 18-0 if you include the postseason. And they will await the winner of the San Francisco 49ers-Baltimore Ravens matchup in SOMSFA to crown the champion. Dennis goes for the perfect season. And possibly the SOMSFA family of leagues triple crown. Unbelievable. You got to beat Jay first. He's got to beat Ed or me first. But would you put it past him? The best coach, the hottest coach right now in the online community. Plays in so many leagues, plays so many games. He's certainly not rusty. 1 second left. That's going to be your game here. Might even just see Nathan take a knee. Nathan did a great job in this game. Long pass to Jordan Cameron. And that's your game. Broken up, and we have a 24-14 victory for Seattle. How about the Seahawks defense, which really put the clamps on the Rams, especially the passing game, as I failed to click successfully. Dennis, I'm sure, will come on for the post-game show. Brought to you by Turtle Wax. We got to get some sponsors for the post-game show. Only 165 yards total offense for the Hawks when they're for the Rams. When the Hawks offense was struggling, when they couldn't crack through about the 35-yard line, the defense kept things close. Matt Ryan always 11 of 29 for 77 yards. Wow. If this was in the NFL, those Atlanta fans, they don't seem to be in love with Matt Ryan down there. One of those situations. Look, anytime you have a quarterback there for a long time, it doesn't have quite the success you want. And they got close when they had those good teams when Tony Gonzalez was over there and Roddy White was in his prime and Michael Turner was running the ball. They got close. They had that NFC Championship game against the Niners. That was very close. People forget that. I think even out of like a 4th down and goal from about the 6-yard line to take the lead in like the final minute and a half, and it was incomplete. Otherwise, they might have made the Super Bowl. Maybe people would think of Matt Ryan differently. If I remember that play, for some reason, I remember that play. He was heavily pressured up the middle, I think, by Navarro Bowman. But
hey, Tom.
And there you have it.
Hey,
Dennis Crowley joins us.
How do?
Hello, Dennis.
Can you hear me?
I can. Now, Ed Barrow was in the broadcast before, Dennis.
That's all right. He got his what he needs to know. He's got his scouting down. He's ready to take you out and then take me out. So he's got the information he needs to take us down.
I see. So you're saying that Ed's already assuming he's going to beat me, and that's an automatic. So I figured to show for the live scouting of your team, so that he'll be ready to go in the Super Bowl. Correct?
Yeah, and actually, remember he asked about the chatting feature. I was looking at Google, and supposedly there's some kind of Google chat thing you can turn on. Although I don't see where. Is it in the toolbox? Are you able to? Oh, here it is.
Top left, you click Google Chat, and then you can type things in.
Nice. Okay, so we should answer his question, because he was asking, if it was possible to do like, good call, or that was a crappy call, or what bad luck, or something like that while the game's going on.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And you can do it in here instead of telling the guy who's playing the game that he just screwed up badly.
Exactly.
Instead of being like, hey, Tom, off tackle on 3rd and 9, what are you doing? You can say that here, the group chat, that I won't know until I watch the rebroadcast. Of course, if I've lost, I won't watch it probably. So, but actually, I don't think it would be his cup of tea, but that means we could do a Google Hangout live draft.
Now that would be something cool.
Google Hangout live draft. We use the sidebar here for all the drafting, right?
Yeah.
And then we all yell and scream and talk over each other in the Hangout. Or you and I moderate. Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Guys can announce their pick. You can announce your pick in the room.
Yes.
I could be like, with the 17th pick in the 2015 SOMSFA draft, the New York Jets select Joe Charbonneau. Oh yeah, whatever. So.
I love that. I love that idea. And then we can have like like military personnel or famous people. Ex players can come by. Here's my ex SOMSFA our SSFA quarterback Matt Schaub coming in to announce our 5th round pick. Stuff like that.
I don't know about that, but I my brother ought to do it.
Yeah,
Here to announce the New York Jets Here to announce the New York Jets 2nd round selection, former Strat football community player Arthur Cooke.
There you go.
I think it's with the 47th pick in the 2015 SOMSFA draft, the Jets select Mercury Morris.
Beautiful.
I suspect that maybe I'm wrong. It's funny because NFL Ed, he strikes you as conservative, traditional, right? A little old school, but he's very open to changes and innovation and things like that. And I suspect this would not be his cup of tea because of the chaos, I believe.
It'd be hard to. You know how he likes the picks announced in all caps? Imagine, having to go back and watch a draft because you can't remember what the person said as their announced pick.
Well, we could all yell, though. We could yell in the Hangout. It'd be like all caps. We have to shout our picks.
Yeah.
With the 17th pick in the draft.
Everybody pipe down. I'm trying to make a pick.
So, now, on the other hand, if you get Ed on voice, and he can run the draft like the commissioner, let's say Pete Rozelle style, because no one likes Roger Goodell. Let's be honest.
Yeah, so we don't want Ed to get to the podium and then everybody go boo.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Why are we playing with injuries? But
Bernie. Oh, wait a minute, that's a different booing thing. Sorry.
Yes, but if we if Ed could be on voice, if Ed could have a mic, that might be his cup of tea.
Yeah, I think.
But then you and I wouldn't like that because you and I think whenever we're used to running the show, we don't want to be pushed to the background.
Yeah, I'm willing to cede control on draft day.
Let me do a quick poll of the audience. How many of you would be in favor of Ed running the draft by voice while Dennis and I don't say anything? Okay. They don't like that. How many of you would be in favor of Dennis and I talking live during the entire draft and Ed just using the chat room? There you have it. It's unanimous. People have spoken.
Sounds good to me.
So
anyway, let's talk briefly about the game. What do you think about? I thought Nathan did an excellent job tonight.
What game?
The game you just called.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, it was a great. I was on the draft. It's late July. It's a championships. Come on. But no, I thought it was a great game. First of all, I thought that Nathan's defense did a great job in the first half. It seemed like you kept getting to like the between like the 35 and the 45, and you just really couldn't crack it.
Yeah.
And you had some bad breaks on the old long pass, no men wrong against the 4. Yeah,
I couldn't hit that. Martavis Bryant connection.
Yeah, you did that a couple of times. Yeah, you did the big 3rd and long pass wrong with a 4 defensive back in the long pass zone because he thought you were going to run it to get into better field goal range.
Yeah,
that was picked off.
Right.
And you got to build a bit of makeup in the second half when you had the long pass double team. It's like we finally got something on the long pass. You're the one that was hardest to make. You didn't get the easy one. You got the one that was hard to make. And he gets having a punt to you, and like you had great field position. He had the one real good drive. So it was interesting. Down 7-3, and then all of a sudden, in the third quarter, your offense finally gets going. You scored 2 touchdowns late. The second one was big. I saw 17-7. Now Dennis is in control. But then Nathan comes right back down the field early fourth quarter with that touchdown.
Yeah.
Making 17-14.
There was a penalty on 3rd down, I think, that helped him get into field goal range.
Yeah, well, I think you had a personal foul call in your favor against Nathan on your touchdown drive to make 17-7.
Exactly.
And then he got a couple of like 5-yarders or whatever to help his drive to make it 17-14. So now when he scores a touchdown and make it 17-14, early fourth quarter, maybe 10 minutes to go, let's say, okay? Now, look, you're playing, like, how many leagues? Do you know how many leagues you're playing?
12. 6 in the spring, 6 in the fall.
Jesus, crazy. All right. You're playing 12 leagues. So you play, you play, not even include the playoffs, you play 109, if they're all 16 games, you play 192 regular season online stretch.
That's right, baby. I'm getting my money's worth for that $50 investment in Strat-o-matic football.
You play, it's a quarter a game. It's like you're at the arcade, but you play 192 regular season online games every year. Okay, minimum. Okay, so you're always sharp with your you're a good coach anyway. So, but obviously, I think that's one of the reasons that you are such a good coach is that you've seen everything so often. So you have as much experience playing online as anybody, and you've been doing this for years now. So you play a couple hundred games a year. That was crazy. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
That's averaging 4 games a week. Okay. So you're always sharp. Okay. And you've seen every situation. But even for you, who has all the success and plays all this often, you're 16-0. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't happen that often.
You're 16-0, first time ever in a semifinal league.
Right.
So you're 16-0. You outscored the opponent by 328 points. You outscored the opponent, by 28 points. You outscored the opponent by 21.5 points a game.
Yeah.
You outscored the opponent by 21 points a game. Okay.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. You're trying to make the Super Bowl. You're up by only a field goal. Then Nathan's going to touchdown and make it 17-14, 9:54 to go, I think it was. What's going through your mind? What are you feeling at that moment? What are you feeling at that moment?
Well, I think, if you look at I played Nathan in the regular season, 21, the score I think was 21-13. So I knew this was going to be a close game. And I knew after beating Nathan in SSFA that he was not going to go to the same strategy where he called pass and blitzed every time. I just knew that wasn't going to happen because I would have just ran draws and I would have been able to move the ball running it with Turbin and Lynch. But by calling runs so often, it was a brilliant strategy because, number one, it really took Turbin out of the game. I didn't use up enough carries on Lynch so that I could say, okay, now it's Turbin's time to get into the game. And because the game was close, I needed the threat of Lynch's long runs. I couldn't just depend on, 14 yards at a time, guessed wrong with Turbin. And he wasn't guessing wrong. He was calling run. Gosh, he called run maybe half the game, half the place, something crazy like that, and it worked. It stopped my passing game. It stopped my running game. I had to punt more in this game than I probably did in any game all season. So when he closed it to 17-14, I knew at that point, this is really anybody's game. I need to put together a good drive. I need to stop being afraid. His pass rush. This is the team that he set some kind of crazy record with. He has like 68 sacks in the regular season. Maybe that's not a record, but that's pretty close. So
it's certainly extremely good. Whether or not it's a record, it's certainly outstanding.
Right. So I knew that if I went into the game knowing, okay, he's not going to call pass so much, but I knew he wasn't going to just stop all out blitzing at times, because that's his modus operandi with this team. So I didn't want to just throw long all the time or throw short all the time, because I would get sacked, and sacks can be killers. We saw the sack fumble in the other game. Leading 17-14, a sack fumble there. Oh my God, that would have been a killer.
Sure.
So I had to put together a good drive, a smart drive, but yet move the ball effectively. And I hit some short passes against the run call. I think I was throwing a little bit too many bombs, trying to get that one big play to break it open. When he was calling run, I should have been throwing short more. And when I was throwing short, and I get a receiver reading, it was on my tight end instead of on Bryant. So, he did a good job. He really shut down Bryant for the most part, even though he wound up with 6 catches for 70 yards or something like that. But I didn't use him as effectively as I normally do.
Well, you threw to him enough. You just didn't get the results you were hoping for. Nathan had a lot of good double teams on him, but you also had a lot of opportunities with him, but you weren't hitting on those plays. But yeah, I thought Nathan coached an outstanding game, coached a great game. And and again, I mean,
and maybe I would say it's fair to say that he outcoached me that game. I just had the better personnel.
You have the better personnel, and I think your defense deserves a lot of credit, because look, you were living between this 35 and 45 for a lot of the first half. You had the field position advantage. Johnny Hecker, I think, punted like 4 times in the first quarter. Okay.
Right.
And he had to be punting coughing corners because he wanted to keep it away from Bailey. And even Elman has an excellent punt return card. And, you got, so you were stopping and wasn't going anywhere. That he's punting 45 yards. And he was doing well with his coughing corners. But you kept getting the ball like around your own 40 or your own 45 at times. And, and then you get to like his 35 to 45 and his defense would stop you. But your defense did a great job. He had a 200-yard offense for the game. And your defense kept it close until it was 7-3 mid-third quarter, until you finally took the lead with that touchdown. Your defense did a great job, and even now, yes, you were up 17-7. He came down the field for a touchdown. But look, it's hard to hold somebody under 14 points. I mean, come on. I mean,
yeah.
Trey Mason and that offensive line. I like the way you used Trey Mason in that game, running a lot of line bucks with the 6.65 there against your 4.355, running some end runs. Okay. But your defense did an excellent job, and kept your team in the game at a 17-14. They got the stop they needed, and then you came down for the touchdown. That was really it, because he got the ball with 2 minutes to go down 10. It's a very tough situation for any offense there, of course.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting that that you really didn't help your left linebacker for that much. Normally, if you see a linebacking crew like that in a 4-3 that goes 6-6-4, you can see that free safety up in that flat left a lot, and you really didn't do that much. And not only that, but Nathan didn't even attack it that much. So it was weird. Yeah. It was weird. That was a little bit of the cat and mouse where like the two guys kind of were thinking a certain way, and the result was that the flat pass 4 was not attacked. He's thinking, well, he's thinking, well, you're going to flood that flat. I'm not going to throw there. I'm going to throw short passes. I'm going to run the ball at Mason. I thought he called the ball well on offense, but Ryan didn't do anything in the second half. But and it was working for him a little bit in terms of getting plays that looked like they could work. But your defensive personnel, and and every time you got on a third down, I think you made the right call. you just able to shut him down. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I thought he called. I thought there was nothing wrong with the game he called it off. I thought it was a fine game. But you also called a strong game on defense, and
I think that, yeah, I think part of the thing is that is like my only 4 that I have to play is that linebacker.
Yeah.
And if he would have hammered and I've seen guys do that. I've seen guys hammer the flats over and over again. I would have adjusted. But what I didn't want to do is put that guy there unnecessarily, because a lot of times, especially the free safety, if you move the free safety against Nathan, he's bombs away and you're in trouble.
Nathan likes to go up top. Absolutely.
Right. So that's the reason why I kept him home a lot, or used him to double the targets that I thought he was going to, because I didn't just leave him there all game. I did double.
No, you did a lot of doubling with Kelsey. But interesting, you were going to make him earn it. You were going to make him prove to you that he was going to start throwing flats to that 4. And part of that, I think, is also knowing Nathan, that he does like to go up top. He likes to run, go up top, run, go up top, run, go up top. He's throwing short passes with Ryan. So you're like, all right, let me make Nathan prove that he's going to be a flat pass guy this game.
Yeah, and Nathan, when he's coached this team,
go ahead.
I was going to say, he's had a lot of success throwing flats, mixing the flats, the runs, and the bombs. So because I had 2 6s there, that kind of took away he threw a lot of flats. He threw flats left, flats look-in passes, but he wasn't able to have as much success because when the white die 6 came up, oftentimes there was a 6th linebacker there. So that kind of took away some of his options. I was also very lucky. I'll tell you 2 things. I was very lucky. I had a couple of sack chances where he could have sacked me, like 45% chance or 60% chance, and it didn't happen. If those would have been sacks, that could have been a different story in the game. And I didn't feel that he got, with him throwing a lot of flats, and then when he did throw short or deep, I didn't see him get a lot of dump offs. So he usually gets more dump offs with his offensive line. So I was lucky in that aspect too.
Yeah, I shouldn't say that Nathan won't throw flats. He actually does throw a lot of flats. You're right. He only runs flats and the bomb. Yeah. So and he was throwing flats. Wasn't throwing you 4 that much. I think he kept expecting you to double or blitz the other guys.
Right.
And you're right about that. That you got a lot of dump offs.
And he did not.
And he didn't. And he's not accustomed to giving up a lot of dump offs because he had 68 sacks. Hello.
Right.
And I can't give him a hard time really because he coached a great game. But remember, we had that big discussion on the thread formally this year, where I felt like, because one of the mid-season shows, maybe it was for SOMSFA, and then I felt like this type of defense, 4-3 defense, that's with the weak back 7, but a lot of pass rush and relies on the pass rush. I felt like it was going to have problems in the postseason against a team that could West Coast them. But his defense played real well tonight. I mean, he gave almost 400 yards, but that's a bit of a misnomer. A lot of that came late, or whatever, or once you got going mid-third quarter. I know those yards still count, but his defense played real well. Held to 24 points. You averaged well over 30 a game in the regular season. But one of the reasons you got the dump offs, I didn't see hardly any sack chances that were beyond 42. But you've got all 7s. You got all 7s, and even 7 on a 17 on the old chart was like a 2 to 7 sack. Okay, the old chart we just rolled the 2 dice. Okay, so 7 on a 15 or 7 on a 17 would be that. So like there were times that he had like 7 on an 8 with Akeem Hicks or something, or 7 on a 12, and the numbers are much lower. The 7 pass blockers are way more effective than 12 pass rushers.
Yes,
I mean, if you look at the chart, a 7 on a 12 is like a 38% sack or something. But a 5 on a 12 is like it's at least a 60% sack, I think. So it's the pass line, and it seems like when you get to the final, like the final 3 or 4 teams, it's not like everyone's got like at least 3 7s running around. You know what I mean?
Right. We didn't have a lot of injuries in that game that could have affected things. I do have 2 5s on the defense, on the offensive line. So I think there was once or twice where either Connolly or Stork,
center and right guard,
we're facing his one of his. I think it was Stork against Darius. So it was like a 5 against an 11, and he had like a 60% chance of a sack, and he didn't get it. But the other times, you're right, it was like 40, 42, or 45, something like that. But the point is, you get those quite a bit, and I'm sure he's used to getting those, and he didn't get them today.
Now you missed the long passes with Big, but still, I mean, Nathan did a tremendous job in the game tonight. Great job coaching, and for that defense, for a team playing a 4-3 with that back 7, and to show blitz virtually every single play and still be guessing run correctly and still be getting some double teams correctly and still be flooding some flats correctly. Number one, it's a very ballsy way to play defense, that's for sure.
It is.
And
I like it.
and I don't like it. I you know, that with that secondary, you got to with like, you know, when you go nickel 3-3-5, when you go nickel 3-3-5, you get three of your four guys being covered by a 4, and then Lynch is also covered by a 4.
Okay, but against most coaches who are not going to be bombs away, they're going to see that pass rush. They're going to be a little hesitant. He's going to get, you know, you have to pick up 4 or 5 first downs to get into scoring range. If he gets just one sack on one of those set of downs, he's put you in a hole that you might not get out of. So I can see why he's had a lot of success doing that, you know, blitzing like crazy kind of style.
Yeah,
I know you don't agree, but I think it's a cool way to play.
No, I'm not saying I don't agree that can work. He was 4th in the league in points allowed, which is very, very good. You know, which is excellent. You know,
Yep.
Obviously the style can work. I feel like it's. I would say, if anything, based upon the discussion we had, the Strat Forum, and his results in the postseason, he's vindicated and not me, because your team is 16-0. Your team is tremendous. Your team outscored teams over 20 points a game, and he went toe to toe with you for 4 quarters. You know what I'm saying?
He easily could have won that game. Let's face it. He easily,
even
though the stats favor my team,
all he had to do was get a drive at 17-14. If he gets a drive at 17-14, he could have won that game.
Not even get a drive, just get a stop. He didn't get that stop right after he got the touchdown, and that changed things again. If he would have got a stop there, that would have really put the pressure on me.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, his defense played great, even though he really didn't get the sacks. But I do feel like a defense of that style. Well, number one, when you look at the personnel, look at that back 7, you get a lot. Look, if you had apparently what we've seen with Nathan and Dan Morin.
Oh, wait, I'm wrong. He did get a stop. The drive after his touchdown, I went 5 plays and had to punt near midfield.
Yeah, he got the ball to the 6-yard line.
Right. Oh God. So he had the ball with a chance to take the lead in the 4th quarter against my 17
about 8 minutes to go. So midway 4th quarter. But like with Nathan and with Dan Morin, what you see with the team he had a couple years ago, like a bunch of 4s on defense, but did well with sacks. Like the weak year personnel in terms of 4s and 5s and 6s, that's when maybe free safety blitzing and having a good pass rush can help you actually play good defense with a team that otherwise is not going to do that well, because guys get to West Coast you and beat your guys in the secondary. But I do feel like a defense like that, and maybe I'm wrong, Nathan did a great job tonight. A defense like that is going to have a hard time once they get a hard time in the postseason against a good team that has the pass blocking to thwart that. That's my theory. I don't know whether it's effective or not. It's weird because Nathan's a good coach, and he hasn't had great teams recently in the leagues that I've been with him, SOMSFA and these other leagues, the last couple of years. But he's had like pretty decent teams, and he's done well with them. He seems to make the semifinals in all these leagues a lot with teams that I don't think you look at the team and say, "Oh, this is a Super Bowl caliber team." Matt Ryan, Trey Mason, all those 4s in the back 7. I don't think that you would say it's a Super Bowl caliber team. Yet he made the semifinal and played a very competitive game against an undefeated team to almost make the Super Bowl. So I think getting to those semifinals is a great job. Yeah,
I agree.
But as part of the reason those teams haven't cracked it into the Super Bowl as much in these leagues, maybe they've done in other leagues, is because they rely more on the pass rush and they run into those 7s. When you reach those 12-4, 13-3 teams that tend to have a bunch of 7s running around, I don't know. That's partially my hypothesis, but also, I don't know. I know when I played him in the Super Bowl.
Here's what I'll say.
I probably should have lost it, but good. I could have lost it anyway.
No, but
that team was great all around. That team he had a great running back card also. So good. Diamond Fat is great card, but good.
Right. You just want to get to the playoffs and give yourself a chance to win. And I think that style of team and Nathan in general gives himself a chance to win. And he's won. I think in Spring Fever, he won like won the league twice in 3 years, and one frozen tundra somewhere in there as well. His success is
I know he's won
unquestioned.
championships.
Yeah, so he can win. He can win it all with that style. But let's
But
face it.
but also different leagues. Look, I know you play in those leagues, and I don't play in those leagues. I'm just saying. Some of the leagues and some of the coaching depth and coaching depth in certain leagues is different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have won more championships online than anybody. You're known as probably now the best coach in the online community. Right, and up until, of course, well, humility is always nice, but up until 6 months ago, you had been in all of NFL's leagues every year, pretty much. Since almost the beginning of SOMSFA, okay, and yet you had not won a Super Bowl. So when you talk, so to me, that speaks for itself. When I talk about the coaching quality in SOMSFA and now even SSFA, I would say, I know what it is in those leagues, and I've talked to guys who play. I've talked a lot to guys who play. I'm not going to name them by names, but to numerous guys who play in the SOMSFA leagues and who play in other leagues, and everyone says that SOMSFA has the highest density of excellent coaches compared to any of the leagues that they're in. Everyone always says that. Everyone.
But the reason why winning any league is tough, and I'll tell you why, is because when you get to the playoffs, the 8 coaches that are there, or the 12 coaches that are there, or 10 coaches that are there, however many make the playoffs, they are of that upper echelon tier. Now, you can get leagues. You're right. So SOMSFA, top to bottom, the best in the business. Coaching quality-wise, toughness-wise. But even when you make the playoffs in a league where only half the coaches are good, those half those coaches are going to be in the playoffs, and you're going to have to beat them, 3 or 4 times in order to win a championship. So winning in any league is tough, but winning, especially in SOMSFA, is even more tough.
You just won a spring championship. What was that league just won the championship? Was it Spring Fever?
Spring Fever. Now the same thing.
Who'd you play the championship game there?
Lawrence Green.
Okay.
But on the way, let me pull that up real quick. But that again, that league, you're dealing with a lot of the same coaches that are in SOMSFA and the other leagues. So
yeah, a lot of guys. Yeah, I know Paul, like guys like Paul and Nathan played all those.
The 3 coaches
leagues.
I was the #1 seed in that conference. I only had to play 3 games. Jim Riley was my first round opponent. I beat him. Mick Balkin, he was second round opponent, and he's a tough coach. He's in SOMSFA and SSFA, I believe.
I don't know if he's in SOMSFA yet. I know he's in SSFA.
Okay, so he's in SSFA, and then Lawrence, who has been in SOMSFA or SSFA before. I'm not sure if he's in there now. I think he's been in
SSFA for a while. He just joined SOMSFA recently.
Yeah. So yeah, but and the thing is, when you join that league, I was a brand new coach. 2006 or whatever when I joined finally.
When you joined SOMSFA?
Yeah. No, seriously, I was 2006. I found the post on the message board today. But
I think I'm 03 or 04. I'm the second year, but good.
Being in that league raises your game. It just has to. It either raises your game or it depresses you and you quit. I mean, if you're going to compete with the best coaches in the Strat football community, you have to step up your game and you learn from them. So the good thing is that these coaches are spreading out, playing in other leagues, and I think the quality across the board is going up.
Yeah, and of course there's tremendous cross-pollination, and there's excellent coaches, for example, who play in AW or the AW family leagues that don't play in the SOMSFA family leagues. You have, guys who have a lot of success over there, like Mark Lepage and Claude. Rick Byron, who I played, I know is a very good coach. So there's plenty of excellent coaches around. Not just look. I'm not saying that. Look, if you don't play SOMSFA, you're not excellent. I'm not saying that. There's plenty of excellent coaches in other leagues. Yes. I'm just saying that if you say which league has the highest concentration of top level coaches, and it's easier in a 24-team league than a larger league than that. Right. 30 teams, let's say. I would say it's SOMSFA where most of the time I think you have. I remember a couple of years ago I did a count. I was like, you had like 20 coaches that I considered to be like really excellent. 20 coaches that I consider to be really good, tough coaches that you couldn't just show up and beat them even when they were inferior to your team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe that's down to 19 now. Because I think one guy left, who was in that group left. But still, like 19 out of 24, who like you feel like even when you were like a 12-4 and he's an 8-8, you can't just show up and beat him.
Yeah. No, you're right. The question I have for you: do you think it's harder to win a league like SOMSFA, where everybody has the same defensive cards, or a league where you have the excellent cards? Is it easier to win because you have the chance of getting that excellent or good, or is it harder to win because everybody has the same set of cards? I was talking to Mike Stuckey about this, and I thought, oh, go ahead. So tell me what you think. So assuming the personnel is the same, your team is made up exactly the same.
I would say it depends upon the trading environment of that league, because getting to, if you're able to get to those excellence, okay,
yes,
then your team is going to have a much better chance of winning a championship than almost any team in SOMSFA, because the best you're going to get is averaging good in the postseason, okay, and also because they play injuries in SOMSFA, okay. So I would say,
doesn't that make it harder? It makes it, to me. He was saying, like, let's just use two leagues, Autumn Wind and SOMSFA.
I would say, well, it's weird. I would say it's tough because all right, first thing you got to say, it's very tough to win in either league. That's the first thing you got to say, okay? Because like Jim Brown said this once, they were talking to him. They wanted to compare like Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith or whatever, and Jim Brown said, listen, so when you ask me to compare two great players, I'm not going to compare two great players, because all I'm going to do is end up looking like I'm diminishing one of them. Barry and Emmitt are both great. They both had different styles and different players. They're both great. Now, I'm not Jim Brown, so I'll compare the situation. But so I would say, number one, winning a SOMSFA championship is very tough. Winning an Autumn Wind championship is very tough. I almost feel like, off the top of my head, I feel like winning an Autumn Wind championship. All right, there's so much to consider there. Well, the top of my head, I'd say winning a World Championship is tougher because number one, there's 30 teams, so this mathematically be tougher. Yes. And number two, if you start out with a team that's not that great, like I started out with a team that was not that great, it can take you a while to get to where your team is good enough to start getting in the conversation for even like a strong playoff team. Okay,
right.
So I would say from that standpoint, it's a little tougher. It's tougher to win.
It's tougher to acquire talent too, because 30 players every round. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a 5th round pick in Autumn Wind, is not going to be as good as a 5th round pick in SOMSFA. But then again, everybody's facing that.
So
issue.
So it's tougher to build strictly through the draft, but the nature of the laissez-faire trading makes it much easier, I think, to acquire good players cheaply into Autumn Wind.
Right.
Where I see a lot of trades made that I go, come on, this is a ridiculous trade, but the way they do it there, of course, is that they have the tab committee, the trade analysis board or something like that.
Yes.
But the tab, two guys make a trade.
Trade advisory board.
That's right, trade advisory board. Two guys make a trade. The guys in the tab send out an email to Larry with their opinion on the trade. The two coaches make the trade, receive those opinions, at least 5 of them, I think, okay? And then they decide whether or not they still want to make the trade or not, okay? But look, 98% of the trades or whatever, some very high number, the guys don't back out. They say, yeah, well, I made the trade. I know you don't like it, but I liked it 3 days ago. I like it now. I still make the trade. I see a lot of very one-sided trades that would never in a million years get through in an NFL league. Never in a million years. Like, if I took a list of like Autumn Wind trades from last year, maybe 70% of them would go through. Probably, maybe at best, 3 out of 10 of those trades would never get through the TRC in Ed's league, because they're too one-sided. It's always the good coaches ripping off the bad coaches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ed's okay with the bad coach ripping off the good coach.
Exactly. Yeah,
those trades will go through, no problem.
Those always go through, exactly. and they should, because the bad guy needs a break every now and then.
Yeah.
But it's a difference of philosophy. And we talked about this before. The laissez-faire philosophy is, look, we're all adults here. Who are you to tell me what to do with my team? So we're going to let these guys make trades. We're all adults, okay? So I understand that, okay? The NFL Ed style is, look, it's bad for the league. Well, there's a bunch of things that NFL Ed side, and I agree with that side. So, but I like having a group of experienced guys who will prevent rip-off trades from happening for a number of reasons. Number one, it's bad for the competitive balance of the league. And look at Autumn Wind, how it seems like there's like 8 to 10 teams that are pretty good, and then a pile of crap. Like the bottom 15 teams in Autumn Wind are just awful usually.
Yeah,
they're really, really bad. It's like, the 5-11 team in SOMSFA, like they can still give you a game. And part of
Yeah.
that again is not the double counting defenses and stuff like that, but it's like when you play like 12-4 versus 5-11 in order to win, it's like why bother even playing? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what can we auto play this game? It's going to be over no matter what. So, but I would say it's harder to get your team towards being a good team if you're trying to build up over the long haul. Like my preferred philosophy of drafting and young players, that's less successful on a win. If you're an aggressive trader on a win, you can build a better team more quickly because there's guys there to be had in trade. So from that standpoint, probably easier to win a championship in order to win. But if so maybe you don't want to change my style.
Maybe.
Maybe I need to start trying to rip guys off. I don't know.
Well, you're getting a lot of picks.
Larry would not like to hear that. I'm sorry, but
no, but you're getting a lot of picks, and you're going to get a lot of young talent. So I think that's the way to build to be, have long-term success in any league. So I don't think you're doing anything wrong. But
but if you're more aggressive with trading, getting guys for the year.
No, but I've done that in leagues. Like my team in this year in Frozen Tundra, it was a powerhouse the last couple of years. I didn't win a championship, and now I wake up and all those old guys are either retired or a 4, and now I'm like, okay, now it's time to rebuild because I don't have the horses anymore. So
yeah,
anyway.
but what was I going to say about order to win with that is, but I feel like the way I prefer to play, drafting young players, playing for the long haul. Now, look, if Andrew Luck had been healthy this year, I would have like a 10-6 type of club, fine, and make the playoffs. Not a championship style club, but a 10-6 make the playoffs and lose to a good team type of club. Now, I mean, next year if Luck comes back, hopefully my team will be even better because I have more picks and stuff like that, and more seasoning for some young players.
Go trade for Brandon Whedon. Go do that.
Yeah. I probably could have done it, but my team wasn't good enough overall for that. But I mean, even in order to win, the team gets so good because it's excellent type of deal that let's say next year I have a pretty good year.
This is the thing with the thing with Autumn Wind. I've had excellent defense.
Yes,
it doesn't guarantee you anything. I mean, there's teams that, because the league is so lopsided. There's teams that also have right, exactly. So that's why I think it's almost, I guess it's hard to win no matter what. But I think winning an Autumn Wind championship is probably easier simply because once you have a good team like that, you're going to make the playoffs. I expect my team to make the playoffs this year and to have another shot in the postseason tournament. And I can't always say that in every league, but in that league, once you do have a good team, you're going to get in that tournament.
Yeah. You played more than I've only played 2 years.
But I haven't won yet. See, I'm saying it's easier, but I haven't won yet.
Yeah, I have not had a good team in that league yet. But I think that you get to the excellent. Unless your offense is just god awful, you're almost like it's like you're almost guaranteed to make the Final Four almost.
Yeah, 10 or 12 wins easy, guaranteed to win your division probably.
Yeah,
but anyway.
There's no injuries. There's no penalties. There's greater disparity of defensive cards. There's maybe not as many guys go for the year because you got to get to at least a good or whatever to really go for it. I don't know. They're both very tough to win in their own way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to
SOMSFA. One thing. But like you said, once you have a good team in order to win, and you just make those last couple of trades for the year to give yourself that great defense, then I think it's much easier to win a championship. Once you have a good team, much easier in order to win. To win the championship, I would say. And SOMSFA, but you got to get to that good team.
Yep.
So hopefully you makes rip off trades. It's a good draft pick, and away you go.
My favorite types of leagues are
one more thing. I hope Larry and any Autumn Wind guys who might be listening or crossovers don't take that personally. It's a different league, a different style, not the culture I'm used to, not the rules I'm used to. I'm in the league. I'm playing the league. I'd poke some jabs at the stuff, but I'm in the league. I'm still in the league. So go ahead.
It's a great league. Yeah, but So anyway, the bottom line is. I forget what the bottom line is, but no, let's talk about SSFA. Have you talked to Ed yet about scheduling your game? I want to make sure I'm available to call it.
Well, SSFA Ed and I are scheduled. We're going to have an exhibition game of my 0-16 Jets against his 49ers that lost in the playoffs. SSFA, that's what you're talking about?
No, I'm sorry. You're SOMSFA, Baltimore Ravens.
Sorry.
Excuse me.
Okay, SOMSFA. That's all.
Well, you put here SSFA semifinal. St. Louis, Seattle. You better change that. You better fix that.
Well, I was in a hurry. To get the broadcast up. So what I do sometimes then is I'll just name it whatever I can name it right away, and then I go and edit it. Yes,
fair enough.
I get back in the room. I take out the videotape. I get the scissors. We do the editing. Just tape it together.
Sounds good.
But we're not scheduled yet because I just got the email today. I know you like to play your playoff games within about 8 hours of receiving the file. I tend to be more of a wait a little while approach.
I feel good.
Also because it's Ed. I think you have to feel good because you're 16-0. You said your team had a lot of good luck. You're in for a bad luck game. You had some bad luck in this game. You had a very tough situation to deal with. You potentially could have lost, but you won. So now you feel like this is probably the big hurdle behind you. Now, look, you're not going to take anybody lightly in the Super Bowl. That's for sure.
No,
we know that.
think
but you have to feel. You have to feel like relieved. Like this was the big test and I passed it. Now it's one more hill to climb.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is that I don't have to beat both you and NFL Ed. You guys will have to take each other on. One of you will take the other one out, and I only have to face one of you. So
but you always beat me in the playoffs. We have not played a lot of big games against you, but you've won them.
No, I just sent you some tidbits on SSFA. When you won your SSFA championship in 2010, you took me out.
Yeah, but that was before you. That was before you were the current version of Dennis Crowley. That was Dennis Crowley 1.0.
Yeah, well.
Now we have it. Oh my God!
What did I just say? I said anything can happen in the playoff game. So I'm not expecting an easy win in either the SSFA or SOMSFA.
You know, it even says interesting tidbits in the. To use in the broadcast, okay. Would have helped if I read that before the broadcast. Oh, that was fresh as a
No, for the Super Bowl broadcast, not for this.
I got you. So. But while you beat me in that that Summer Sprint USFL Super Bowl, handling that one. I was upset with you were running wild in that game. That was when I was really into the spreadsheets. I was like, he's only supposed to be averaging like 4.8 carries, averaging 6.3. What's going on here? Hitting a big run to Tim Spencer. I was like, he's like a grinded out back. And you get running like he's 12 plus 23. I was like, come on.
It's about those outliers. The outliers, baby.
I know. And you beat me in the playoffs. Probably, I think we might have played a battle royale playoff game. I played the last two playoffs. We have not played a lot of big games against each other.
Yeah.
But I think you beat me the last two. I probably beat you in the playoffs earlier in your online coaching career. So I would say I don't feel confident going to that game. I think you beat me in the regular season quite a few times. So we'll see what we'll see what happens. But it certainly would be interesting. You know, I think your 6'4" linebacking crew is tough for anyone to deal with. You know, because the flat pass is so much a part of the modern game. I mean, like any team, you got Russell Wilson even. Oh, he doesn't have a bad flat pass card this year, but almost any team is going to throw a pretty good amount of flat passes in the modern game. Don't you think so?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's. I didn't listen to the last 30 seconds of what you said, but I agree with it.
Yeah. Well,
no, I'm sorry. Yes. I'm sorry.
That's all. I was setting it up. I had a lot of important things to say. I went to Dennis for a question, and we came back with this. I was just rambling on the usual. That's all right. I deserve to not listen to it because I ramble on too much. But anyway.
I was answering a trade email, and I got excited for a second. So.
Oh, did you make a deal?
This is in my league, not in Ed's league. So.
In your league, SSFTL?
Yes.
Would you trade a guy for? Would you trade a guy 4th round pick for Aaron Rodgers?
No, I'm actually trading. I'm trading one of the old 4 cornerbacks I have, either Ladarius Webb or William Gay, and a 50 carry, no fumble halfback like Christine Michael or Robert Turbin. I'm trading one of those guys from each set for James Jones, wide receiver, who has a 1-year card. But I would enjoy using that card this year.
Okay, it's a little bit of a possession card, though, right?
No, it's got big yardage on it. Go check it out.
James Jones from Green Bay.
I know, it's crazy. Look at
I thought he averaged under 10 yards a catch.
Look at his unless the ratings disc is wrong. James Jones, or I'm looking at the wrong guy. Am I looking at Julio Jones? No, but James Jones has.
Now, Dennis, I haven't looked at the new file as closely as you, but I'm going to go on a ledge and guess that Julio Jones' card will be better than James Jones' card. Is that safe?
That is absolutely correct. But James Jones is not that bad. He's averaging 15.8.
Oh my God, James Jones is max deep.
Yeah, max deep. But he's almost max short, and he has 20 yards per catch. That's crazy.
This is wrong. This is not his stats.
Oh.
You might want to send an email to Mike Kane before we make the trade.
Okay.
James Jones did not have 50 catches for 890 yards last year. I promise you that.
Oh. Well, thank you.
He might have had 90 catches for 890 yards. Check out a little bit. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think so, Dennis. Check out. Let's do some online research here.
Okay.
This is called the watch us click portion of the show. Let's see. I mean, I could be wrong, but James Jones, 50 catches for 890 yards.
I saw that in the ratings file. I was like, oh yeah, I'd be interested in him.
James Jones last year had 50 catches for where was I when this happened? Wow, you're right. You're absolutely right. Well, you have 50 catches for 18-yard average. He's max deep.
Crazy, isn't it?
So we talked about those laissez-faire leagues. So you're trading a washed-up cornerback 4 and a lousy running back card with 50 carries and no fumbles for a
Christy Michael. Okay. You still don't think he'll do anything,
Dennis?
You loved him. You were like Christy Michael's fanboy.
I loved Christy Michael until he played for 4 teams last year. Couldn't get off the Redskins practice squad, and the Seahawks drafted like 4 of the running backs.
Yeah, well, do you think William Gay could bounce back to a 5? That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Are you serious?
Serious.
How old is William Gay? He's probably older than James Jones.
33, 32, something like that.
Good luck. Well, I did the whole big post in the SOMSFA forum last year about how cornerbacks 31 and older, almost none of them get 5s, as I was bashing Tim for overpricing Jonathan Joseph in trade. So Tim held on to Jonathan Joseph, and he ended up like number 4 in the PFF, and like pass coverage, and now he's 6.
Well, yeah, that's nuts. Well, what about Kyrie Robinson? That's another guy that he's possibly thinking about. Do you think he can do well with the Jets?
Does this guy listen to the show, Dennis? Are we torpedoing a trade?
I don't know.
Does he have ears?
Yeah. Who knows if he'll want to last this long, especially when, I tuned out about 20 minutes ago. He might have already, clicked it off by now.
Loose lips sink ships, Dennis. But I would say if you could give him Robert Turbin over Kyrie Robinson, that would be the way I would go.
Yeah, for sure.
I would be pushing the Robert Turbin. Where is Robert Turbin now? I mean, he was a decent back for the Seahawks.
Cleveland? No.
Okay.
No. Where is he at? He's signed with somebody.
Indy.
He's with Indy.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, they don't know what they're doing in terms of personnel, so probably go to get rid of him. But sometimes that makes a difference. But look, guys like Robert Turbin, especially, who's had some success at least, and Christy Michael, who's been a knucklehead, whatever. You never know. One of these guys goes someplace and runs for 800 yards and a 4.7 average. He gets a good card.
That's it. Yeah,
running backs are like that. It could happen anywhere. So but anyway, but you're going for the year, I'm sure. How many teams in that league?
24. This is the team that I went 19-0 last year. This is the first time I went 19-0 in the league.
That's another law. It's a law. Yeah.
But I blew up my team.
I hate to say this because I sound. I believe I'm probably setting myself up to get thrown out of Vote and Win. Do you believe that, right, Dennis?
I think you're fine. I think you're you have strong opinions. I think you're a valued member of the league.
Valued. Depends by who. But the ice is getting thinner. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, I might not be eagerly awaiting my invitation in the middle.
Yeah, I think you're more likely to decline the invite than to get kicked out. To be honest, I'd put greater odds on that.
But Larry is very interesting with the language he likes to use in that league, because no one gets kicked out of Vote and Win, Dennis. They're just not invited back.
Right. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. He's like, no, we didn't kick him out. We didn't invite him back. I'm like, oh, what's the difference? Okay.
When you join the league, he tells you up front that it's by invite only. He tells you that in your very first welcome to the league.
So you're not kicked out. You're just not invited back.
Yeah.
You're no longer welcome, but you're not kicked out. And then also with the trades, no one backs out of a trade that is after the tab. Instead, the trade was never completed.
Yeah.
So, I love Larry. Larry's a good guy, but it's a little Orwellian with the language. No one backed out of the trade. The trade was not completed. Oh, okay.
Right.
So it's he's very, very, very firm on the interpretations and the language there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well, I gotta take off.
I have one more comment. The last thing I was going to say, I probably should have it. I have to say that in the laissez-faire leagues,
yes,
I have much less respect for the accomplishments in those leagues because because so many of the great teams are built on several rip-off trades, and so I really don't even pay attention to the accomplishments in those leagues because it's like, to me, where's the challenge in treating some schmuck like your farm system, getting whoever you want off of guys like 3 or 4 times a year, and you only need a few trades to make your team real good in football.
So you're saying that you respect the winning a SOMSFA championship over winning an autumn win championship solely for the trading laissez-fairness.
Well, having called the autumn win playoffs and Super Bowl a lot my first year in there, when you get to that Final Four and the quality of the coaches and the quality of the teams, I do have a lot of respect for that. So so I'm not going to say that I don't have respect for it. You know what I'm saying? But so I have a lot of respect for making the autumn win Final Four, making the autumn Super Bowl, winning autumn Super Bowl, 32 million. I think it's a great accomplishment. I would but I probably have at least, and it might even be, it's weird for me to say these things, but I might even have, but I have at least equal respect for SOMSFA, even though we're only 24. But just in general, I respect the accomplishments in the SOMSFA more because you can't just rip a guy off. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot harder to build a great team when you can't just, these 3 guys don't know what they're doing. Let me make them rip off offers. I mean, to me, it's like, it's no fun. That's, it's a problem I have with those leagues.
Fair enough. So winning SOMSFA, winning SSFA, winning SOMSFA, all those are good because there's a TRC in place for each of those leagues, and any lopsided trades get rejected. You have to build your team honestly.
Well, no, because the quality of coaching in SOMSFA is nowhere near what it is in SOMSFA or SSFA. I mean, I played SOMSFA this year. Dennis told me Dennis, you told me you won 2 championships. I said, oh, how hard can that be? I figured I'll join. I went 15-1. So but no, SOMSFA's always been there. SSFA the last 2 or 3 years has joined SOMSFA in that elite coaching league. SOMSFA nowhere near that yet. So SOMSFA, you have SOMSFA you cannot be in the same sentence right now as the other 2.
Fair enough.
I mean, autumn wind over SOMSFA any day of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But I just, anyway, I'll let you go. I've spoken enough about rip-off trade. I'll do this. We'll just get later the call, and then I'll go post something on the forum for Larry to read because he likes that.
Okay.
I'm teasing.
You want me to stay here? Are you good?
I thought you wanted to end. I thought you wanted to end the broadcast. You said you had to go.
Do you want to tell me something offline though? Did you have some?
No, I was teasing.
Oh, okay.
I said we were ending the broadcast, and then I'll go post something on the forum for Larry to read about.
But you should end the broadcast anyway because I want to ask you something offline.
All right, I'm going to end the broadcast. All right, guys, if anyone's with us, I pity you. We'll see you for the Super Bowl, and hopefully Dennis will call my game with Ed. And I have a feeling I'm going to lose, but maybe not. We'll see what happens. So long, guys. Bye-bye.